What's up everybody, just Maddie Girl here today, and I know this isn't how I usually do videos and things, but today I decided since it's Halloween and I have to make a costume anyways because I can't go out and spend like 60, 70 bucks on a costume. So I'm going to be the Mad Hatter this year. I was the Mad Hatter last year, but this year I decided, you know what, might as well just be it again because I enjoyed it so stinking much. So anyways, I'm going to be making the Mad Hatter's hat. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. A lot of the materials I do not have that are recommended in the tutorial that I'm using, but I'm going to make things work with what I have, and if it fails, this will be the most epic fail video that just Maddie Girl has ever done. And if it is a success, it'll be my very first success. So let's get started. So to start off your Mad Hatter hat, you need some cardstock paper. I'm using 8x11. Although the video I watched says to use poster board and it only says to make it 10 inches, but I decided, you know what, why not just go for that extra 11th inch? Because you know what, one extra inch isn't gonna kill me, it'll be great, right? So anyways, with your pieces of cardstock, you are simply just going to want to get some glue sticks. I'm using a hot glue gun, and you're going to want to glue them together. So with that, you're just gonna heat your glue gun up and you're gonna begin to glue from the top corner all the way down to the bottom corner, using it as a lamp portrait, I actually believe is that way. But you're just gonna glue it all the way, and then you're going to get some tape and you're going to tape all the way down. Now you're gonna want to leave a little bit of a lip so it can tuck to the other side. So you're going to want to tape both sides, and basically I used about 3 pieces of cardstock, and then you're just going to want to measure it around your head and mark it with a pen. Now right here I'm just using the markers on the board to make sure it's even. Then you're going to want to fold it to make a tube. Then you're going to want to glue the sides together, so the top and the bottom where the lip is. And then you're just going to want to get some nice duct tape and tape it together. You're going to want to tape it together very nicely. So, next, you're going to want to get a very thick piece of cardboard, and it needs to have, you're going to make a circle with a radius of 6 inches. Now, I'm using my protractor very smartly with the 90-degree thing. So, yeah. As you can see, I'm using my protractor just to make extra lines. You don't have to do this, but I'm doing it because I'm terrible at drawing circles, as you can see. So yeah, so you're just going to want to draw your circle. It doesn't need to be a perfect circle, but yeah, so just draw your circle and then cut it out with a knife or a box cutter or anything you really find. Be careful though doing it. So once you get your circle out, you're going to trim the edges with some scissors. And then you're going to get some pieces of tape ready, and then you're going to put your tube on the top of it and you're going to try to center it on the piece of cardboard. Then you're going to tape your tube to the cardboard. Then you are going to take your glue gun and you're going to glue all the way around the tube, gluing it securely to the piece of cardboard. Next, you're going to grab your thick fabric and you're going to glue it to the edge of your cardboard. Now you're going to want to leave a little bit extra over the top of the cardboard, just so you can glue it down and it'll look a lot nicer. And you don't want to glue the white part of your fabric down. You're going to cut that off later. So once you've glued all the way around, do not glue all the way completely around. You're going to want to leave about an inch between the two things, and the extra fabric you have, you're going to cut off those white parts that I have, so there's that extra thing. And then you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to fold it over top. So you're going to overlay it so it doesn't look completely horrible. Then you're just going to cut the extra fabric off of the tube. Now you're going to want to leave about 2 to 3 inches so you can glue it to the inside of the tube. Now because you're using cardstock and the fabric, you're going to want to pull it and make it very tight. Since you're going to be doing that, the cardstock is not good enough, so you're going to want to cut some strips and you're going to want to hot glue it to the top of your tube, just to give it a little bit of extra structure and security. So you're going to want to glue both of those around, Then you're going to put some hot glue in, and then you're going to stretch and pull, and then you're going to glue your fabric down. You're going to do that all the way around until it looks like a lampshade. Then you're just going to glue those little flat parts to the top of your top hat down. Then you're going to stick an extra piece of fabric over top, and that's going to be the top of your hat. How you're going to do this is you're going to kind of inside out it, and then you're going to glue the fabric down all the way around, keeping the extra fabric, on the inside of the top of the hat. Once you've done that, you're going to put a piece of material down, and you're going to trace the bottom of your hat around on the piece of material. You can use a marker or anything. Then you're going to cut a hole, and then you're going to cut flaps all the way up to the edge of the circle. After you've done that, you're going to get some wire and make a circle. I'm using a wire hanger. And then you're going to tape it together and make your circle kind of however big you want your brim to be. Then you're just going to tape it together. You can use electrical tape, or you can use scotch and duct tape like I'm using right now. Then you're just going to put it over top of your circle, and you're going to flatten your fabric out a lot better. And then you're going to put about 1.5 inches of extra fabric. Then you're just going to cut the circle out. Now when you have your circle, you're just going to lay that part over top where there's those little flaps. And then you're just going to glue the flaps to the inside of your hat. So you're just going to do all of those just like this. And once you're done with that, you're going to flip your hat over. And you can't really see what I'm doing right now, but I am actually connecting the fabric to the wire. So basically, I'm just stretching and pinning with some pins. And you can't see it right now, but here we go. Now I'm showing you. So I have it all pinned very nice and tight. Now I'm just going to get a needle and thread, and I'm just going to sew it. You can do this with a machine, but I don't have a machine, so I just used a hand stitch, which turned out very nicely. Then you pull your pins out, and you are done with that part. No more sewing. Now I have some buttons here for just an extra decoration, and right now I'm just painting them with some tan, and I'm also painting them with some brown. But the blue button with the paint on top kind of makes it look really cool. So after that, I also have these little buttons and things just for added decoration. And I also have these nice little pins, and their tops are very shiny. Now what I'm just doing here is I'm using some tan acrylic paint, and I'm dipping my brush into it, and then dipping my brush into water, and just using it to paint the entire brim tan. So after you kind of painted that, I'm now making the scarf. I just got some tan and some pink, mixed it together with some water, and got some strips of that white fabric and stuck them together and let them soak for a little while. Now as you can see, my hat is completely painted and looks extremely cool. So what I did for this was I colored it all tan, and then I put some green on top of that, and that's just hunter green and things, but the paint absorbs into it. Then I covered it all with brown, including the brim. I covered all of these with it. And then, if you watch the movie, his hat is purple, so I decided to make some purple. So I got these colors and mixed them all together, and then I added a tad bit of black. And then to make the hat all come together, I added some metallic bronze. This really made the hat cool. Now we're going to make the card, the ticket stub. And this doesn't include fire, so be careful. So basically, I'm just cutting the card, a piece of cardstock, and it doesn't have to be even. It could be very uneven and odd, because it's the Mad Hatter and this is an old ticket stub. And in the movie, he actually, I don't know if he has a ticket stub. You're just going to want to burn the edges. And once you're done burning the entire thing, the card says 10/6, and it says in this style above it. Now right now I'm just putting some black, and then I cover it with some brown. And this is all in Sharpie. And I just write in this style above. And then I decided to go over it with some more black just to give it another little thing. I also burned it. Now with the scarves, it's the next day. I let them sit overnight to dry. With the scarf, you're just going to want to fold it a little bit. And then you're going to tie it wherever the front is. You're going to wrap it around, and then there's the back. And so then with the extra piece of fabric, if you don't have a long enough scarf, just going to tuck it in, and then you're going to hot glue the flaps to the longer piece of scarf to kind of hide it, but you're going to put it on the underside, like I'm doing right now. So you just glue it all the way down, and yeah, it should look nice. So you want to grab those little hot glue strands. So just glue the sides together, and no one will ever know as long as you keep it flat. And the good thing about the acrylic is it makes it really nice and hard, so it doesn't move as much. And you just throw your ticket stub in there, glue it down, and there you go. Now I'm going to show you how to make some hat pins if you can't afford hat pins. I grabbed that ribbon, but I didn't actually end up using it. We're just going to grab a piece of regular paper. You're going to use a pencil to roll it. Then you're going to remove the pencil, and you're just going to roll it into a thin tube. Now you kind of want it to be thick, so it will hold the weight of the buttons and things that you're going to use. So you're just going to roll it until you get a nice thin but thick tube, kind of like a lollipop stick. Then you're going to get a glue stick, and you're going to roll it onto the glue and glue it down. Now after you glue it all the way down, you can roll it up and then cut it. Then you're just going to get some paint. I'm using some bronze, and then you also have some gold, metallic gold, and you just put half and half into it and mix it all up. Then you just paint the tube. It kind of gives it a nice little rusty bronze color and stuff, so makes it look like a nice pin. Now just pat it dry, and then you can hot glue your buttons to it. I also made a purple little fan thing to make it look like a cute little flower. I also added a little bit of gold to my button just to make it look a little bit more old and rustic looking. But I just made it out of purple because the Mad Hatter in the movie, he was very purple. So as you can see, I have 2 sticks, or 2 hat pins, all ready and ready. You are just going to put the hat pin into the hat, and then you're going to glue it down. Now I put my hat pins behind my ticket stub. You can put yours in front if you like, but either way really works. And then I got my needles. I painted my needles with some of the gold and bronze and just stuck them into the hat after they dried, just to give them a nice little rustic thing. I also pinned 2 needles in the back and then just glued them to my hat, so that way they wouldn't fall out when you're going trick-or-treating. So there's most of the hat. Now, my mom got a gift a while ago, and it had 2 pheasant feathers. So I decided to put these in my hat. The Mad Hatter has some feathers in there, and you could pick any feather you want, any type of feathers you want, but you don't have to put feathers on the hat. Like you can put a peacock feather or an ostrich feather or pheasant feathers like I did. Okay, really quickly, I just wanted to show you that I grabbed some felt. Just some felt. I cut a strip off of it. I don't have crafting scissors, I just use those ones. But I basically just hot glued it to the top of that, or to the inside of the hat, just for a little bit of added comfort. I'm gonna really quickly glue that because that just needs to be fixed for my preference. So, yep, good. So there you guys have it. Here is the Mad Hatter hat. It is very stylish. So if you're gonna go as the Mad Hatter to Halloween, you guys will look amazing in this hat. So anyways, oh, my ticket stub's kind of falling in, which I think I might just glue the ticket stub in there. I'm not quite sure yet. But anyways, guys, if you guys make this hat, please make sure to share share it to me on Instagram or somewhere. Just mention my name on Instagram. It's madmad7 and stuff. I would really like to see if you guys can make this hat and everything. Basically, I just found the feathers outside. We in a planter box that my mom had. So anyways, yeah, you could buy these. You can make it. I made this hat out of things that I have, but my family is very crafty and things like that. So if your family is not as crafty and things, you can actually make this top part with a t-shirt. Now I'm going to make another video on how to do that and stuff because I really like making these things. So yeah, please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys all later. So bye bye everybody.